Ancestral Illumination, a 10-day journey of lineage clearing and divine remembrance. And we're on day 9, where we will do journaling through generational themes as well as ancestral clearing and activation, choosing the light of new creation. Within you live the stories of those who came before, the dreams, the triumphs, the heartbreaks, and the silent prayers of your lineage. Your ancestors live in your very DNA. Their experiences shaped the rivers of energy that flow through your body and soul. But now you stand as a point of transformation, the one who brings illumination where once there was shadow. You are the love that can set them all free. So journaling through generational themes, so you would create 2 columns, inherited patterns such as fears, beliefs, dynamics, and then new choices of light, what you consciously choose now. So here's some examples. Survival consciousness. Beliefs like life is hard, there's never enough, I have to struggle to make it. Rooted in ancestors who lived through war, famine, or displacement. And it can show up as chronic stress, overworking, or fear of instability. Another example, emotional suppression. Families where emotions were not safe to express can lead to numbing, addictions, emotional detachment, or over-intellectualization, self-sacrifice, and martyrdom passed down through those who survived by putting others first, especially women. Expresses as burnout, resentment, and lack of boundaries. Another example could be shame and unworthiness, inherited from generations who experienced persecution, rejection, or religious guilt. Manifests as people-pleasing, self-doubt, and fear of visibility. Another example, power distortion. Ancestors may have abused or feared power, leading to either over-control, fear of leadership, or avoidance of responsibility. Another example, love equals pain. Based on generational trauma, betrayal, or abandonment. And it can show up as attracting emotionally unavailable partners or fearing intimacy. Another example are gender-based roles. Old patriarchal or matriarchal conditioning about what men and women should be limits authentic self-expression and balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Silence and secrecy. Silence and secrecy. Families who don't want to talk about it. Creates hidden shame, generational illness, and blocked throat chakra energy. Another is guilt around prosperity. Ancestors who lost wealth or were punished for success creates subconscious resistance to abundance and thriving. My last example, fear of the unknown or the mystical. From eras when intuition or spiritual gifts were persecuted or suppressed, leads to distrust of one's intuition or fear of spiritual expansion. New choices of light. I choose to live from trust rather than fear. I am safe to thrive and expand beyond survival. I choose emotional honesty and sacred vulnerability. My heart is safe in truth. I honor my needs as sacred, and I give from overflow, not depletion. I remember my divine worth is inherited, not earned. I reclaim my power as love in action. Power and compassion coexist harmoniously within me. I choose relationships that honor my soul's radiance and mutual growth. I balance the divine masculine and feminine within me, expressing from wholeness. I bring light to what was hidden. I speak with love and truth. I receive prosperity as my divine birthright and share it in gratitude. I am safe to awaken fully into my intuitive, mystical, divine nature. So here's an ancestral clearing and activation, choosing the light of new creation. So it would start with an invocation. Beloved source of all that is, infinite light of creation, we call upon the pure radiance of divine truth to illuminate our lineage, our body, our mind, and our soul. We open our sacred hearts to the presence of love that transcends all time, and we welcome the healing power of grace to flow through our ancestral lines. May all beings in our lineage who have suffered, struggled, or forgotten their light be blessed, uplifted, and return to peace. We call forth divine assistance to clear, transmute, and liberate all patterns of fear, lack, separation, shame, and limitation that have been passed down through generations. So it is, and so it is done. A clearing and release process. Take a big deep breath into your heart. Exhale and release tension from your body. Visualize a golden pillar of light descending from the heavens, anchoring through your crown and flowing down into your spine, all the way into earth. Now silently or aloud repeat, I release all inherited patterns of survival, struggle, and fear. I now align with divine trust and infinite provision. I release all patterns of emotional suppression and disconnection. I now embody sacred vulnerability and emotional wholeness. I release all vows of self-sacrifice, guilt, and martyrdom. I now choose self-love, balance, and overflow. I release all ancestral shame and unworthiness. I now remember I am worthy, radiant, and loved beyond measure. I release all distortions of power and fear of leadership. I now embody power as love in action. I release all ancestral trauma around love and abandonment. I now magnetize relationships rooted in divine harmony and truth. I release all outdated gender-based limitations. I now honor the divine masculine and feminine within me as one. I release all ancestral secrecy and silence. I now speak truth with compassion and clarity. I release all resistance to prosperity and abundance. I now open to receive with gratitude and grace. I release all fear of the mystical and divine. I now awaken safely into the fullness of my spiritual gifts. Visualize all of these old energetic cords dissolving into golden white light, transmuted by the flame of divine love. Breathe deeply. Feel yourself becoming lighter and clearer with each breath. And now, an activation of new choices of light. Place your hands over your heart and repeat. I choose trust. I choose peace. I choose love. I choose freedom. I choose truth. I choose to live as light. See radiant codes of crystalline light streaming through your DNA, upgrading your ancestral record to reflect the new frequencies of grace. Each cell begins to glow with remembrance. You are no longer carrying the burdens of the past. You are living the bridge of transformation for your lineage. Your ancestors bow in gratitude as you step forward in illumination. So an embodiment and anchoring practice, this would be a daily practice. In the morning, place your hand on your heart and affirm, I am the living light of my lineage. Through me, my ancestors are free. Throughout the day, whenever an old pattern arises, fear, guilt, scarcity, shame, gently say, "This no longer defines me. I choose love now." And in the evening, write one moment of gratitude of how you expressed light that day. This seals the new frequency in your field and creates momentum for expansion. So in closing, beloved one, you are turning the point of generations. Through your awakening, rivers of light flow backward and forward through time. The pain once held in silence now sings in freedom. The fear once rooted in survival now flowers into trust. You are the new pattern, the embodied remembrance of divine harmony made manifest. Breathe deeply and feel the blessing of all who came before you. They stand behind you, and the light of creation shines before you. Walk forward as the living light of your lineage, and so it is. So if you liked this and you want to go deeper and clear all patterns, beliefs, physical ailments, addiction, mental health issues, trauma, abuse, and more, set yourself and your ancestors and future generations free with an ancestral clearing and healing. I'll leave the details with this video. It's magnificent work. It not only helps you get free, but your ancestors and your children and your children's children.